Evening, 10:37, November 6th, 1866. Earlier this evening, as I was minding my own business, an incident occurred between Heidi and the Count that ended up getting me involved.
"Let go of me! Help!"
cried out the shrill voice of my hapless child. It was soon followed by the voice of my husband saying,
"Come here, you little shit."
She defiantly screamed back in protest.
"No! No!"
I looked down the nearby hall and only faintly called out, "Heidi?" The Count had her just barely in his clutches and she was trying to wrestle away from him.
"Mama!"
She immediately shot up upon seeing me, hope resurfacing in her little green eyes as she stared into mine.
"Mama, please help me!"
But I stood in place, unsure of what to do. Heidi managed to free her arm from her father's grasp, causing him to call after her.
"Hey, get back here!"
She ran right up to me, reaching for the skirt of my dress.
"Mama!"
Heidi clung to my clothes and nearly hid behind me, claiming the salvation I had yet to offer.
"Please don't let him get me!"
I was dumbstruck for a moment as to what it was I should do. I looked over at the Count, who had his arms expectantly crossed over his chest, staring at me with a rather annoyed and telling expression. That face told me that he was far from satisfied or sympathetic, and that someone was going to have to pay. I felt my eyes go cold as they trailed their way down to the blonde little girl. I knelt before her, placing a hand on top of her head as I said, "It's either you or me, Heidi." Unsure of what I meant, Heidi responded with a little,
"Mama!"
My hand found a tight grip on the little ingrate's locks as I pulled her with them from behind me and out into the open. "I'd rather it be you than me." She just kept screaming out and crying, but not with actual words, just with your usual, I dragged the child by her tresses down the hall from whence she came and toward her awaiting father. I threw her as quick as I could to his feet and felt ready to turn away from the scene. She looked at me with the most sincere and confused eyes, letting out a before I made my leave. "I wash my hands of this. Now I hope there is an understanding as to where we all stand. I shall not get in the Count's way, and Heidi shall hold no priority for me."